What's good, y'all? It's the one and only Napier Fred coming back to y'all with another album review of 2 Chainz Pretty Girls Like Trap Music. This is 2 Chainz' fourth studio album released June 16th, 2017 under Def Jam Recordings. I didn't know Def Jam was really that popularized even at that time, but yeah, let's get into it.
Y'all niggas lame for that. Y'all niggas lame for that. Shoot a man in his back.
First song we have on this album is Saturday Night. I thought this was a pretty solid start to the album in general. I feel like the production definitely brought like a different kind of sound to it. It was still kind of that trap sound, but just a guitar in the background that I feel like was very just out there, but in a good way. So I would say I can appreciate the production because how creative it was and how, the different beat sounds there were throughout the song was very unique. But getting into the lyrics, I feel like his lyrics were okay for the most part. Storytelling wise, I feel like was okay. He was talking about obviously a Saturday night from his standards and how, living in kind of that, rough part of Atlanta or just Georgia in general, like that whole thing. It's just, he basically was telling a story off of that, but I do feel like he kind of just, I don't know, when I hear storytelling, I want it to kind of go together and not like separate. And I feel like he kind of took his time in between lyrics, and that to me kind of fumbles the story time in a way. But I do feel like this song is acceptable. I feel like the production is definitely different from a lot of the other production within this album. And like I said, an acceptable song for the start of the album.
River there, he with that, she with that, you and that, I with that same old nigga. Yeah, that trap had raised a nigga.
Next song we got on here is Riverdale Road. I thought this song was different. I thought it was different. I kind of struggled with it a little bit because like the production, it isn't necessarily bad, but it's just like a production after hearing it so many times, it does get a little repetitive. It definitely reminds you of kind of like a horror kind of movie, like a Jason kind of movie. So that's what the production really sounds like, but obviously with a trap sound beat. But I just feel like the production of the sound was just too overgoing and it just didn't sound good after a while. But I like the aggressiveness of 2 Chainz on this particular track. He definitely just had the energy for this, which makes sense. Just the sound of it, he matched easily. I feel like his flow on here was honestly pretty cool. Lyrics wise, I would just say is okay. I'm not expecting crazy lyricism from 2 Chainz because he's not that type of artist, I would say. But I do feel like the quality of this is definitely pretty solid. So it's a song that's kind of on and off. Like, you got to be in the mood to listen to it for real.
Treat my mattress like the ATM. Yeah, bond number 9, that my favorite scent. Yeah.
Next song we got on here is Good Drink featuring Gucci Mane and Quavo. Obviously one of the more popular songs on this album, if not the most popular song in 2 Chainz' catalog. I remember hearing this song, I believe, before the album had came out. I don't know if it was like before or after, but I honestly enjoyed this song. I feel like this is a good song you could play just subtly in your car or just maybe just around a small group of people. I feel like the production was definitely pretty unique, just having that trap sound, but also having that old school kind of piano sound in it. I thought that was a really nice touch. I feel like lyrics-wise from 2 Chainz was honestly really good. Gucci Mane being on here was very iconic. His verse was really good. Quavo on the hook was honestly very acceptable as well. This is a song I often go back to because, there was a time where this song was definitely really, really popular and really, really good. So I could never really get tired of this song, honestly, because it definitely still sounds good till this day. And I just like the creativeness of the song. It kind of gave you that old school feel, but also trap sound. So definitely a really good song till this day.
4 a.m. I'm just getting started. For my birthday,
Next song we got on here is 4 a.m. featuring Travis Scott. Um, I like this song. Don't get me wrong. I feel like 2 Chainz' performance was great. I feel like even the production is great. The thing that I feel like set me back was the Travis Scott feature in general. I feel like his hook was just kind of like a little too long to be like a hook, and then on top of that, he could have gave us a verse. And this was around the time, he was just hopping on like features, but he was just doing hooks, which he's not a bad person to be on hooks, but I expect like a verse at least. So that was the most disappointing part. But to start all over to the beginning, I feel like the production was definitely really good. I love just the trap beat sound. I like how there was like a weary sound that matched like the Travis Scott kind of energy. And honestly, 2 Chainz really had an acceptable verse. I feel like his cadence was definitely really good on here. I just didn't like the Travis Scott hook because I just felt like it was too long to be a real hook, like way too long. But that's my only con to it. Otherwise, this song is honestly really good and I could still listen to it till this day.
No doorbell, we had the cameras included. Know about you, all we had is the
Next song we got on here is Door Swinging. That sounded crazy. But anyways, I thought this song was cool. I liked that the production probably a lot more than I expected because when I had first listened to it, I was like, it's okay. But listening to it more and more, I like the sound of it. It definitely has that futuristic sound, obviously, with the trap beat. I think it was very nice touch. I feel like 2 Chainz, for the most part, kept a good steady pace with it. He didn't rap too fast. He was just on a good flowish kind of style to it. And I feel like his lyrics were pretty good. So there isn't much to the song. Like there's no crazy context to it, but I do feel like it's a song that I'll listen to every now and then because the sound of the production is pretty good for the most part.
This how Prince met Apollonia. Trying to fill up California Kings. Hydrocodeine with the Visine. Master.
Next song we got on here is Realize featuring Nicki Minaj. Not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of this song. I just feel like out of all the songs that I previously just named, this song just kind of takes a downslope, at least to me. I feel like the production, I feel like I understand because Nicki Minaj is on the track, so it has to kind of match a little bit of Nicki Minaj, but like it just didn't match 2 Chainz. Like I feel like 2 Chainz could not rap on this kind of production, and it was more like that Barbie playful production that Nicki's obviously pretty good at rapping on, but like I just didn't like 2 Chainz on it. It just felt like he was really off tune. It didn't feel like he was flowing through the production at all. Like it just felt really uneven, and I don't know if I want to blame 2 Chainz for that, but it's neither here or there. But I feel like Nicki's verse was cool. It was acceptable. I feel like she, crowned herself, as she should, especially at that period of time. But her verse wasn't really memorable, and that's kind of the downside towards it. But I feel like this song is honestly just a pass for me. I just don't enjoy it that much. Even if I heard it like in a car, I really wouldn't pay attention to it at all. So it's definitely just one of those songs that's just a pass for me.
Streets don't love you like I do.
Next song we got on here is Poor Fool. I'm glad I said that right. Featuring Sway Lee. I thought this song was pretty nice. I feel like this is just one of those songs that you gotta like play it safe, where it's not great, but it's not bad neither. So to explain it a little bit more, I feel like the production was pretty good. I feel like it had kind of that playful kind of dinging noise that I thought was a really nice touch. The trap beat sound was pretty cool for the most part. Sway Lee on the hook, I think was very acceptable. I wish his voice would have sounded a little better, like melody-wise. I wish he kind of would have put a little more effort as far as singing, but I'm honestly not mad at it. I feel like 2 Chainz verse was okay. I just have a problem because 2 Chainz isn't to me, the best rapping on the slowest beats, unless he's like really matching the production. And I feel like with this one, he was kind of like here or there. So this song, I would say, again, is just a play it safe song. I feel like it's okay for the most part. Can I listen to it again? Of course, but I'm not listening to it consistently. So that's really about it.
I got a big amount, I took a different route. I am the pick or the little. I was a juvie, it gave me community. I had to pick.
Next song we got on here is Big Amount featuring Drake. Obviously one of the most popular songs on this album, if not the most popular song in 2 Chainz' catalog. I feel like when this song first came out, it was obviously a hit. It was really big. Nowadays, I'm kind of like, this song doesn't really sound that good today. The production, I don't feel like it matches what they're saying, because it kind of has that Asian kind of feel to it, but it doesn't feel like they're going to be talking about anything Asian-wise, if that makes any sense. Hopefully that's not like, taken out of proportion. I'm just saying, like, the production does sound like something Asian. Like, it has that sound to it, and it just didn't give me that feel all the way, especially through the lyrics. But I feel like the production for the most part was decent. The trap beat sound was okay. The verses were like, I don't know, like, I didn't really like them that much. I feel like 2 Chainz hesitated a lot on his, and he kind of was like trying to rap like a mumble rapper, and it just made me cringe a little bit. And once Drake had his verse, there were a couple lines that were kind of cringe to me. Like, I think he made like a Michael Jackson reference, and it just, I don't know, it didn't really hit to me like that. So if I'm being honest, I really could care less about this song. I mean, if this song wasn't even on the album, it wouldn't matter to me personally. But yeah, it's just one of those songs where it's like, I don't really care for it like that.
That's a vibe. She wanna vibe. That's a vibe. Yeah.
Next song we got on here is It's a Vibe featuring Ty Dolla $ign, Trey Songz, and Janae. Oh gosh, I don't know how to say her last name. It's an Echo. Let's just say Janae, okay? Because that's a lot easier. I might sound like a hater, but I really don't like this song. I feel like the production is amazing. I feel like the production is very moody, very chill, like, just not to sound pun intended, but it's a vibe kind of song overall. But I feel like the lyrics from everybody was very like basic. Like, nobody had a good verse at all. 2 Chainz verse, it just felt like he kept saying it's a vibe, that's a vibe, this is a vibe, and it's just like, okay, are you gonna get into your verse? And then once Trey Songz hit, I mean, he had a little verse, but it just felt like he was trying to match the production a little too much, which gets annoying after a while. Ty Dolla $ign's verse wasn't nothing crazy, and then when it got to Janae, I actually like Janae's voice, but like, she kind of hit that it's a vibe, that's a vibe kind of thing too. And I'm just like, bro, sometimes songs like this do not last long. Obviously, it's one of the more popular songs on the album, if not the most popular song in 2 Chainz' catalog. I feel like he made a name for himself, but I just genuinely can't listen to this song like as a song. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is something you could play maybe in a bedroom, or this is something you could like maybe play at some small get together, but listening to it with personal headphones, this just ain't it. Like, I don't see anybody just trying to figure out this song or learn this song the best they can, because there isn't much lyrics to it. It's not really anything. So the only good part about this song is really the production. Everybody's else's verse is just like mediocre and basic. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that.
Who else gonna believe in you? Who else gonna believe me? Who else gonna believe?
Next song we got on here is Rolls Royce. And then y'all know the rest. Gosh, I can't believe I messed up on that the first time. I practiced it so many times before I got this. Okay. I feel like this song was honestly pretty good. I love kind of the sound of the production. It definitely gives you kind of that, California kind of feel to it, but it's such a moody song, but a really good trap beat sound. I feel like 2 Chainz lyrics, again, wasn't nothing crazy, but I feel like he matched the energy of the song. The flow was amazing. I feel like his sound was honestly really good as well. Um, Even though the lyrics aren't there, I actually enjoy this song probably more than most of the songs on here, on this album at least. It's just, I don't know, it brings some type of nostalgic, and I don't know why. Like, it definitely brings the kind of that summertime feel, if you know what I mean. But I would honestly say a pretty underrated song compared to the rest of the album.
Look in my eye, look in my eye. You can sleep when you die, you can sleep when you die.
Next song we got on here is Sleep When You Die. I feel like the title is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, just keep hustling, keep grinding. You can sleep when you die. Like, don't sleep all day. Do something with your life. And I feel like this is a motivational song in a way. So getting into the production, I feel like the production was definitely really good. I just like how fast paced it is and how energetic it is. And 2 Chainz on this was a little more calmer than I would have thought. I thought he would get hyped with the production, but I feel like he definitely matched the production. Even though his energy wasn't high, I feel like he still was able to keep up with the sound and just all in all, just, still motivating you in his calm voice. So I feel like this is a song you could low key listen when you're working out or just at the gym, just something, and, get some good reps. I don't know, but I feel like this song is honestly another underrated song. So definitely dope.
Rap shit check, foreign shit check, fashion shit check, cash and shit check.
Next song we got on here is Trap Check. I thought this song was okay. I like the homage that he played just early on in the song. Obviously a Young Jeezy reference and then a T.I. reference towards the end of the song. Obviously paying homage to arguably two of the best like Atlanta rappers of all time. Y'all can comment down below if y'all agree or not. I mean, it's just consensus at this point. But I feel like the sound of the production was pretty boring. I feel like he just threw some trap beats on kind of a really downward, sound and just kind of rapped over it, which I feel like was kind of lazy. So a lack of creativity to me on the production. And I feel like his sound was kind of boring as well. He didn't sound motivated. He just sounded kind of boring. And honestly, if I had to choose like the worst song on this album, it would probably be this song because there just ain't much to like remember from this song at all. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to pass on this, honestly.
50,000 on me. I'm a walking lick. She fuck with the squad. She gon'
Next song we got on here is Blue Cheese featuring Migos. I mean, this song could have been a lot better. I'm gonna just say that now. I'm not even gonna like be fake with y'all with that. It definitely could have been a lot better. I feel like the sound of the production really just took over everyone's lyrics. Like the sound of the production was just way too like loud, and I'm just like, dude, like how can I pay attention to the verses when the production is like overpowering? Like I didn't understand it. So it just sounds like a static TV with just like a weird sound and them throwing in a trap beat once again. But I just didn't really enjoy this song as much as I wanted to. There just could have been a lot of things better. I feel like the hook was like just, I don't know, it was just too long. Like there was a lot wrong with this song. I'm not even gonna lie. The thing is, if somebody played it, I wouldn't necessarily skip it or tell them to skip it, but it just really ain't a song I'm paying attention to like that. So, that's about it.
Sunbathing with a rollie on, tan all on my tattoos. All my 16s cashews, B12 when I.
Next song we got on here is OG Kush Diet. I actually enjoy this song a lot. I was questionable on the production at the beginning because it was kind of that, like underground kind of trap sound in a way. It just sounded very dark, and I'm like, how is this song gonna go? But after a while, I've grown to like it a lot. The hook is very, very catchy. I feel like he did very good on the hook. It might be the best hook on this album, if I'm being honest. I feel like his vibe and just, cadence in general and flow was very good for the production. I feel like this is again another really underrated song because songs like this don't get enough attention because how like dark it is, but I do like it a lot. I've grown to like it. Like I said, I think it's one of the more underrated songs on the album. And it's something y'all should definitely check out because I wasn't expecting this song to be that good, but the hook is very catchy, and I feel like you can definitely enjoy it a little bit more the more time you obviously listen to it.
Your friends are confused. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Go ahead and go.
Next song we got on here is Balalin. Hopefully I said that right. Featuring Pharrell Williams, if y'all wanted to know the rest. I don't care for this song. I'ma just be honest. I just don't feel like it fits the vibe of the album as a whole. But I feel like production wise from Pharrell was okay on this. I just wasn't that big of a fan of it. I like the creativity, but I just really don't feel like it fit the vibe of 2 Chainz at all. I feel like Pharrell's singing performance was okay. It just wasn't nothing special. I feel like his hook was really long, so I didn't really enjoy it that much. But I just feel like 2 Chainz didn't fit within this song. So it's really not a song I'm crazy about. It's not a song that I feel like fits. It's something that I just don't care for. I think it's pretty mid, so that's all I can say.
Cause you got a deep title don't mean that you're deep. Substance shallow on shit creek. I heard
the last song we have on this album is Burglar Bars, featuring Monica. I feel like for the last song, this was definitely honestly, I could say a pretty good song to end off the album. I feel like the unique sound of the production kind of giving you that R&B feel, but also that trap sound feel to it. I feel like 2 Chainz storytelling was very, very good. Not to say that I didn't think 2 Chainz could storytell. Obviously, he has a lot more music where he is doing a lot of that. But I feel like this storytelling was very underrated, very motivational. Monica, obviously being the hook, I thought was very unique. I thought it was a nice touch overall. This isn't necessarily a song I would listen to all the time, but whenever I come by it, it's definitely still a good listen. I feel like you can take some from it, and I feel like that's what makes a storytelling song a really good storytelling song. So I feel like rap performance wise was very good. I feel like he focused on this song. Sorry if everything shook. I kind of kicked the thing. Anyways, I feel like everything was pretty much focused, and he paid attention to detail, and that's what made me enjoy it a lot more. But it is time to get to the final thoughts. My final thoughts on this album. I feel like this album was pretty good. I feel like there were a lot of duds that maybe I didn't really enjoy or didn't really care for. But I will say, out of all of 2 Chainz' album, this is obviously the most popular one. I feel like the album cover is very iconic. I feel like it was kind of that just newer version of a trap sound that he was able to introduce to the world. I feel like the features were decent. I feel like they were pretty decent. I feel like you couldn't go wrong if it's your first time seeing the features. You're thinking, okay, the feature list is strong. I feel like I enjoyed a lot of his solo songs more than his featured songs because I just feel like his solo songs were a little more focused and a little more detailed and creative. And then once you get into the featured songs, I feel like a lot of the features just play, a part where they wanted to sound like this instead of sounding like that. And sometimes it just didn't really connect. Now, I feel like this album was definitely a play it safe kind of album where it's not necessarily an amazing, perfect album. I don't even really think it's a classic, but it's definitely not a bad or mid album. I just feel like it's on par with just being good and maybe great at best. So I'm not necessarily mad at the album. I just wish there were a couple songs that I feel like were a little more focused, and I feel like he was capable of doing that, but I just didn't think he really figured that out. So it's kind of shaky with an album like this because it's not necessarily an album I often go back to. There's maybe a couple songs I go back to, but there's just a lot of the songs that are radio play that I've heard so many times that I really just don't care for anymore. So it's going to be tough to kind of give this a final verdict, but I'm going to think it through. All right, y'all. The final verdict I have for this, I literally forgot like how to do this, but my final verdict on this album is a 6 out of 10. That will conclude today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what other albums y'all want me to do. Also, click the link down in my description for all my social medias. But yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one.